Hello everyone, it is Wednesday, August 9th, and time for another Facebook Live. If you are new or if you've discovered this on YouTube, on my channel you will find both cross stitch and paper crafting. So this is a paper crafting video. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Little Rock, Arkansas, and so every Wednesday I try and come and show you something fun. And so tonight we're going to be making this card. Hey buddy. So while you guys are finding me, I'm going to share this video with my group in case somebody is looking for it there. Excuse me. All right, let's see if we can get this shared. Hope everyone is having a good week. We made it through Wednesday. I actually have a short week this week. I'm heading up to Kansas on Friday. My parents are moving to a retirement place by the end of the month, I think. That there's been some delays. They're building some new apartments, and so there's been some delays, and so I think now it's supposed to be the end of the month. But I have one more load of things that I'm taking, so I've got to go up and get those this weekend. So, but tonight we are going to be playing with the Bird's Eye View. So this is one of the sets that I got when the stamp sale was going on a couple weeks ago. There were several sets I was thinking about, I wasn't sure. And then when they put them all on sale, I'm like, okay, I'm getting them. And I had seen some super cute cards made with this. And so I knew it would be a lot of fun to play with. And I've got some cards to show you at the end. A couple of swaps I received and then a couple more I made. If you are new to my Facebook Live, after the video is over on my blog, you can find the dimensions for what I used to make this card in case you want to make it or something similar to it. Also, every week I give away the card from last week. So last week we made this card with the Delightful Doily. It had the embossing folder and the die set. And so at the end, I'll tell you who won that card from last week. All right, let's get started. I didn't put any glasses on this guy, but he's still cute. So I have got a circle that I die cut with my Stylish Shapes. This is my favorite die set. Let me just grab it real quick and show you. So it has circles, squares, and then banners, and I use this all the time. That's why it's on one of these magnetic things, because I use it all the time. So we're going to stamp our little birdie, our cute little birdie, in Memento Black. So this is a great ink to use if you're going to be coloring with the blends. And that's what we're going to do with this guy. Now this is a different stamp pad, so you can be firmer with it than you would be with our normal stamp ink pads. So let's stamp him there. I'm just giving it a minute to transfer that ink. Oh, he's so cute. All right, we're going to set that aside for a minute while we do some other things and just let it get nice and dry before we start coloring him. The only other stamping we're going to do is our sentiment, and this came from this is the stamp set I'm going to be featuring, hey Nancy, next week, the Just My Type. So watch next week for projects made with it. And that's where the For You came from, is from this set. This birdie set doesn't have any sentiments, so you have to go robbing them from somewhere else. So this is Misty Moonlight. And that's what my card base is. Can't tell if that's the straight end. One of them I may have cut myself. So these little strips, when I'm cutting down some basic white, like for the inside, let me see if I put one on the inside of this guy. Yeah. So what I'm cutting down a piece of 8.5 by 11 to have an inside, because it's just kind of dark to write on, If you cut off a 1/2 inch on the 8-inch side, then it just makes it easier cut, and you have all these little strips that are perfect for little sentiments. So that's what I do with them. I'm gonna grab my scissors. And so I will just kind of trim this off and then banner cut it. So we have a punch, but you can also just make a cut in the middle and then cut from each corner to that middle. And then it just makes a cute little banner. All right, that's all of our stamping. Let's put our card together and then we will color. So this is a piece of Misty Moonlight. Again, all the dimensions will be on my blog after this is over. Use our bone folder to get that scored nicely. And I am going to glue these on before I put, so this is the, I think it's called Delightfully, it's something eclectic. It's Designer Series paper. It's one of the big packs, so it has just a ton of different patterns. It's got, I used this on one of the bird's eye view cards I'll show you in a minute, but I love this Misty Moonlight. But I wanted to have something for the bird to sit on so he wouldn't get lost against all that background. So I just took strips. This is Balmy Blue and Misty Moonlight, and they're just little strips. They're probably like 1/2 inch wide. Again, I'll put that on my blog. And that just kind of will separate the bird a little bit. Now, I've embossed them with one of the embossing folders that's an online exclusive called Basics. So it's just a slow crosshatch. I love all 3 of those. I didn't check today to be sure they were still available. Hopefully they still are. But you could use any embossing folder. And because they're embossed, I like to use my liquid glue. Now I just eyeball these. If you wanted to be exact, you could line your paper up on your grid paper and then line those up. I just eyeball it. And I'm just putting them up right next to each other so there's no Designer Series paper showing in between. And I did emboss these all at once, at one time, you know, since they were little strips. You could just put them all in there at once and emboss them. And I don't know if I got them on there. Yeah, I might have, where they go together, because I had them lined up on in the embossing folder. All right, now this can go on our card front now. We're not wrapping any ribbon around it, so it can just go straight on our card front. And then we can put our inside in here. And you could stamp another bird on there if you wanted to. I always forget to do anything with the inside. I know some of the ladies that come to my class are really good about taking some of the stamps that we've used and stamping something on the inside. All right, that's ready. Now let's do our coloring. So I'm using blends. Our blends are great. Now you want to be sure when you're coloring with blends that you have something underneath to protect your work surface. So let's start. So I've got Balmy Blue and Misty Moonlight. So those are the 2 colors that I use the paper. So I will take my light Balmy Blue. Oh yeah, I forgot to grab the yellow for his beak. I'm just gonna color his whole head, not his beak. Try not to color his beak. This is the light. And I'm going to take the dark Balmy Blue and just wherever there would be shadows, just put some dark in there, and then you can go back with the light and just kind of blend that in. Now I'll just give you some nice shading. And then we'll do the same thing for his body. Now, and his wings. you want to do it in sections if you're really going to blend. Now this, I really didn't blend that much, so I'm going to go ahead and color the whole thing, because all I really did was go over those marks where the designer of the stamp has already told you where it might be darker. And I just went over those with the dark. So I'm just going to color the whole thing with the light Misty Moonlight. Oh, this is Boho Blue. I've been telling you wrong. It's Boho Blue. All right, and then I'll take the smaller end, but I'm just going to add where those lines are some dark. Just gives them a little more texture. And then we need, grab my dark Daffodil Delight and give him a little yellow beak. Okay. That is it. We're just ready to put these on and add a couple of embellishments and we're done. So we'll use our, so you can see where it bled through there. That's why you want to be sure you have something underneath your cardstock so it doesn't get on your work surface. So we'll put our cute little bird right there. Ooh, okay. And then I think I put this, yeah. I put dimensionals on my sentiment also. And I think, yeah, full-size ones will work. We do have mini dimensionals, so if you have something that's smaller, and I kind of put this over there. Let's put it down this time. We'll put this one down a little bit. Okay, so it's not over the embossing. And then we're going to use for our embellishment, these are adhesive backed solid gems. Try and open them a little bit away from the camera so they're not too noisy. But they're sparkly. I've already used all of what was there. I think it was yellow. But we have these pretty blue ones. So I did, we'll do it above this time. A large one, a medium one, and then a small one up by our birdie. And that is it. He is done. Isn't he fun? They're so cute. I just love these little birds. All right, so everyone that comments on this video by next Wednesday will be in the drawing for this card. I'll give it away next week. And then let me show you a few other cards with this set. Some of these you may have already seen on Facebook or you will be seeing them, but this was a swap I received from, I think it was April. Yes. Now, isn't this cute? This was hard to show on Facebook, but oh yeah, that's the other color that goes in that embellishment set that we used. It is yellow. Isn't that fun? And she colored him green and blue. I love the green and blue. And this paper is beautiful too. That was from April. This is from Carol. She used some of those adorable glasses and she gave him a little rosy breast. And this is the Countryside Inn stamp and die set. And that's the same embossing folder that I used, that crosshatch one. And cute. This is the one I was telling you about. I used that paper that's the other side of this. That was the lined paper. And I don't know, oh, there you can see. I colored Wink of Stella on his glasses. So I colored him with some of our, what are they called? Natural tones blends. They're ones that were meant to use for different skin tones. But you can also use them for other things. And so that's what I did. I used those to color him. And then I took our color lifter, which just takes some of the color away, and colored behind his glasses just so it looked a little bit lighter there. And then I added the Wink of Stella. And then he's sitting on some books. And you've come so far and accomplished so much. So you could use this for like graduation. And then the last one is, this is another set of dies. It's Nested Essentials. And so I used the big one for the bird and this branches and the leaves. And then these are actually the same. I cut a big one and then I cut a smaller one out of it, which left this little frame. And I just kind of put them on there and some embellishments. And that was it. So another quick and easy card. All right. Yes, I need to tell you. Excuse me, I need to tell you who won last week's card. So this card from last week, Debbie won it. I think she's won several now, so she's on a lucky streak. So I will get that card to her. Next week, somebody will win this card. Go check out my blog in just a little bit. I have to get it put up there, and I'll tell you all the dimensions of all the pieces that I used here. And I will see you next week. I think I told you we're going to be playing with the Just My Type set next week. I've been trying to work ahead since I'm out all weekend. I'm actually taking a 4-day weekend to spend time because it's about a 9.5-hour drive up to my parents. So I can't do it in a weekend. I have to have some extra time. I can't drive up Saturday and drive back Sunday. I wouldn't have any time there. So I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. Bye.